Hey everybody, this is Perch, and this is some mindless speculation. Much like the people reporting on this story are mindlessly speculating, but they're not giving you the same disclaimer that I am. But anyway, so if you've been following the news, the announcement was made that John Bernthal will be reprising his role as the Punisher in the new Daredevil series. It'd be more interesting if he was reprising his role from The Walking Dead in the Punisher series, but no, he's revising. He's going to be the Punisher, and so Daredevil has a Disney Plus series, and he will be. It's coming. I don't know when it's coming actually. It'll be around eventually, and it's one of those things that people are excited about because it's kind of re-acknowledging that the Netflix series exist. And I think that was somewhat of a foregone conclusion when Disney got the rights to put those Netflix series back on its streaming platform. It makes sense that they're doing it. So Charlie Cox, who was in She-Hulk earlier, walking off a long night of Green Pound Town. Vincent D'Onofrio, who is the Kingpin, who is also in Hawkeye. They're in this as well. And Born Again obviously has some huge connotations to a Frank Miller story that's definitely not getting adapted here. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see what we have. I think I saw one announcement on this series saying it will be a lighter Daredevil than we've seen in the past, called Born Again, off the super dark and Frank Miller series. But yeah, that all checks out. Anyway, John Bernthal is going to be the Punisher. It doesn't say how much he's going to be in it. My guess is a couple episodes. They're going to have a, I would expect it's going to be similar to the Charlie Cox appearance in She-Hulk, and that's what we'll get. But a number of outlets are asking the most important possible question of this news: will they have the Punisher logo shown? Because as we know, the Punisher logo is now irrevocably forever tied to white supremacy and bad things. Now, that's at least what places like Bleeding Cool, Twitter, Facebook say. Now, that's not what Marvel says, because they continue to make money off that license, even if they don't, make a huge bit of noise about it. But why is this a big deal, and who cares? And why is there now a bit of a petition and people both speculating that the mouse will definitely not use the logo, and also urging them, you can't. You absolutely can't have that skull logo join. I find the whole thing absurd. I continue to find it absurd. And my view on this is similar to when I talked about this last year about this time. And, you can't help but notice that there's plumbers and contractors and all kinds of people running around with the Punisher logo on it. And it's not a secret code that this is a white supremacy friendly business. In many cases, the one that cracked me up, I showed a picture of it last year. I should go dig it out for this video. Is they're house painters, and they had the Punisher logo as part of their house painting kind of business. They were very, very, very Mexican, definitely not white supremacist, and it was hilarious. The Punisher house painting. We're gonna punish that old paint of yours. But it's just why is this on businesses? Because it looks cool, dummies. It's that simple, because it looks cool. And regardless of if a handful of people or a big hand, like whatever you quantify, it was not, the entire, the KKK did not announce a branding change to the Punisher logo. A handful of people who, were part of a white supremacy rally were wearing the Punisher logo around. And so it's like, oh my God, well, we can't use it now. I mean, come on. Don't be stupid. So Marvel did change the logo to this hand-inspired logo. People celebrated that it was their way of kind of snubbing, white supremacists. I think, if you've actually read that comic, not many people have, but you've actually read the new Punisher comic, seems pretty clear that logo change was all about trying to give it a, quote-unquote Asian flavor, which is kind of gross if you think about it, but they're trying to lean into the current storyline of being connected to the hand and the demon. So the Punisher logo now has little horns like a demon. It's that's what they're doing. And it is 100% clear that at the conclusion of this storyline, where the Punisher's working with a hand and going through all this, and he escapes back into, basically put back where he came from. It's gonna be a moment where he rips off this logo and he goes back to his original one. I mean that's absolutely going to happen. So anyway, the people have tried to explain. There's a Bleeding Cool article talking about this, and it says specifically the image, the white skull, was being used as some kind of call to arms by law enforcement units, not really, groups and organizations across the country in response to the Black Lives Matter movement and the demands for police reform and social justice in light of a national epidemic of police shootings. Holy shit, that is a very misleading paragraph right there. Then started seeing sightings of the symbol during protests and counter-protests in Detroit and Charlottesville, where the line between police officers and far-right groups began to blur more and more. That's a bunch of bullshit. This writer is an absolute piece of shit for trying to frame it up that way. I look, police certainly, are there good police and bad police? Absolutely. But this let's blur the line between police officers and far-right groups began to blur more and more. Fuck off. I have no tolerance for this garbage. So anyway, Jerry Conway came out and said he really disliked this symbol that was a kind of connected to a character he wrote. He really disliked the symbol being used by these groups. Well, sure. I mean, of course, if you're a comic creator and you've drawn something and then some group you thoroughly disagree with start using it, then you're gonna not like them using it. It doesn't, you sold the logo or you don't have a lot of control over that. You can try and take them to court, I guess, but it is it doesn't work. So anyway, then they talked about Chris Kyle, what we thought what the Punisher did was cool. I mean, all that's fine, but it all is ignoring the point. That logo looks cool. It does. It's a nice symbol. It's like iconic, two color, very vivid logo. It's just instantly recognizable. It's why you have stupid house painters using this thing. So the speculation. It goes. The symbol also found its way into the military culture back here in the United States, corrupted even further by those who would use it as a way to push radical, right-wing, closed-minded, dripping with conspiracy thinking. That would lead, as we mentioned above, to Marvel Comics making a permanent, is there such a thing in comics, change official in early 2022. Considering the political and social climate we find ourselves in, where the original symbol has been co-opted even further by hate groups, I can't imagine Disney is interested in wading into wacky waters. Yeah, bullshit. Look, if the Punisher shows up, he'll be in mostly a black leather jacket, black fatigues, that kind of stuff. That's what he's going to be wearing. And I would, will the Disney Plus show the logo or not? I give it a toss up. In any case, it's going to be kind of under a jacket and everything else. If they do it, they may ignore it. If they do, again, the reason not to have it hidden and to actually use the logo a little bit is so dummies like the person who wrote this article don't walk around saying, we won one. Yeah, we went ahead and let one of our brands and logos be co-opted by a handful of people we don't like, and so we lost the rights to it. Yay, victory! What are you doing? I don't know. I mean, look, it turns out this is a crazy thing. I know. Turns out you can like something that a really terrible person also likes for different reasons. If you're a white supremacist doing nasty, horrible shit and you're wearing a logo, it doesn't mean you have to stop wearing the same clothes. If they show up in Levi jeans, you don't have to stop wearing jeans. That's dumb. Wear what you want. Do what you want. Don't be one of those people. It's just, I know this is going to be a crazy concept, apparently a very crazy concept to, in this case, Roy Fluck, who believes that the line between police and far-right extremists is blurred like a moron. Look, it turns out what you wear is separate from your actions. Now, you could make the argument, hey, wait a minute, does that mean I can just wander around in a KKK outfit? Well, no, because the KKK outfit was It was initiated with those actions. It started with those actions. That was a costume with those actions. But you just can't co-opt logos unless you just roll over like a bitch and let them. And this is all stupid. Get off, touch grass. Get off the online. Go out into the world. Plenty of companies are using that logo and just going about their business because it looks metal and cool. That's why they're doing it. This entire argument is dumb. And I don't care. You cannot, there's no rational argument to say, hey, if you happen to be wearing similar clothes to something I don't like, it means you're also one of those people. Only a toddler thinks that. Anyway, we'll see what happens with Disney. I mean, if the logo doesn't show up in the Disney show, it's going to have a lot more to do with them going, I don't know, do we want to have a skull show up in a thing we want to market to kids? It's going to be more along those lines because somehow they also have a weird perspective of having somebody just run around, light people on fire and drop them off buildings and Hulk pick them up and throw them across the state. That's not violent. But if we show a skull logo, I don't know. This is all silly. Just protect your brand. Just do what you want. Wear what you want, and don't worry about it. Especially something like this. I'm not advocating you run around in a KKK outfit because that'd be stupid. You'd look stupid. You definitely are going to get associated with the thing it was created for, and it would be incredibly uncomfortable to move around in. Nobody wants that. You look like a clown. But this is dumb. I don't know. Am I wrong? Let me know. Thanks for listening.